Welcome back to Rising. It is time for your second morning brew of the day. Now, have you ever been to someone's house to visit for the first time, be it a friend, colleague, or even a potential boyfriend or girlfriend, only to think, oh my God, this is how you live? Now, this could go two ways. You could be asking yourself this after seeing someone's living situation because it's so nice that you've never experienced such, or because they have something going on in their house that you could never be down with. Over 1,000 people decided to share their experiences in a recently viral Reddit thread titled, "What was your OMG? You live like this moment?" And here's what some of them had to say. When I was 17, I went to a girl's house. She and her mom were smoking in the room we were in. They proceeded to ash on the carpet. I must have looked surprised because the mom said, "Oh, honey, don't worry. It's a rental." So I can't even say it without laughing. Another comment read, "A girl I was dating wanted me to come over to her parents' place. When I walked in, there were boxes of stuff everywhere. I said, 'Oh, did you all just move in?' Turns out they had not just moved in." Another person said they went to a party at a friend's girlfriend's house, and my friend's family was well off. His girlfriends, though, were next level. It was a huge beachfront house worth probably $20 million. My friend took me to the garage to see her dad's cars, and there were probably 10 cars under there, even though it could have held 20. A Ferrari, a Benz, a Maserati. It was absolutely unbelievable. Yes, over on Rising's Facebook, you also shared your experiences with us too. Our very own Bree DeMaria said one time she dated a guy in college whose house had an ashtray in every single room so they could smoke inside, even the bedrooms. And she said this wasn't the 90s either, this was 2015. Wow. Phil Black says as a kid he remembers going to a friend of his dad's house, and in his basement it was full of video games and pinball machines, and he was blown away. You never know what you're going to get when you go to roll up to somebody's house for the first time. So talk to me. Do any of you have any experiences or memories that come to mind?
Okay, so maybe not a house. So this is just in general. I studied abroad, and my roommate when I studied abroad was super nice, very down to earth. I went to go visit her at college. She went to Notre Dame, and we're walking through campus, and I noticed that the building's names had her last name on it.
Oh.
Her family was so well off. They donated so much money to Notre Dame that they had 2 buildings named after the family.
And she didn't.
And Notre Dame too. So
yeah, she failed to mention that previously.
Right. Yeah.
See, I think I would lead with that fact.
When you have that money, you don't have to.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. What about y'all?
Lauren?
So for me, it was how I grew up with my mom. She is a clean freak, and I love it because I've taken some of those traits. But I remember I would have girlfriends come spend the night, and my mom, you know how in restaurants when they clean at night, they like put the chairs like up on the table, like with the feet up. She used to do that every night. And I swear. And she would get down on her hands and knees and mop the kitchen floor every single night.
Oh,
every
my
night.
Goodness.
I know.
And so you thought that was normal, I guess, or that everyone did that?
Well, yeah. Until people came over and were like, "What is going on here?" She doesn't do that anymore. I mean, she does to an extent, but not every night.
Wow.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That is surprising.
Crazy. Okay, my cousin Melissa is a professional dancer, and she danced professionally on cruise ships for a really long time, like in the performances that people go and see. And so she had made fun out of it, like because she was young and it was like really a fun time in her life, but she lived on a cruise ship in one of those tiny little cabins for like months and months and months at a time. And it was crazy because we would go visit her on the ship, and it would be like, how are you living like this? But she loved it because it was a good time in her life. But I remember my mom and I were like, oh my goodness.
Couldn't be us.
Like 4 people to a room in bunk beds, really tight.
No windows half the time.
Tiny.
No, thank you. For me, it was my aunt, Marie, in Texas. Grew up, just visiting them often, and then later in life, she and her husband decided to start a business. It became really successful, and I remember going to visit and thinking like they had nice houses, like in the the big subdivisions there. But then I think probably like 8th grade, they decided to build. So we went to visit, and it was our first time seeing the house, and I thought my mom, it's my mom's sister. I didn't know whether my mom was happy or wanted to cry. Like she was like, oh my God, where did we go wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, Auntie Marie, let me stay on your good side.
Real quick, I don't know about you guys, but this just brought back a memory. When I first got to college, I was like, how am I going to live in this disgusting dorm room? I was like shocked.
This shouldn't be legal.
I was like, what? Horrible. You could see the pipes on, and then, it was great. I didn't care, but
mine was
different.
Scary times.
Good golly.
All right.
Scary stuff.
Well, that was a fun conversation. Now it's over to you, Nicole. Tell us how we're going to be living in this weather today.
I hope well off. Yes, we got